Hey guys, we're right back here with you all once again. And today we're going to be continuing on with my playthrough of Horizon Forbidden West of our New Year's special. Happy New Year's, everyone. And in our last stream we dealt with the side quest Deep Trouble. Now we're going to be heading on to the next one. And we'll probably do both the ones that are going to be located here in Meridian. So with that being said, let's go ahead and continue here. Now I've noticed that some parts of this game I think are quicker load times than other parts. I know the startup is usually like the longest load time part of the game. But it does have a bar down below on the right side corner of the screen, so with how long it takes to load. Still a little smudge there. And there we go. We are in. Alright. So, we still have two side quest missions here that we have to do. So, looks like one of them's going to be in here. It's going to be this guy over there. Okay. What's up, Buck? What do you need?
Hey, Milda. Milda. I took some of your stew last time I went into the wilds. Kept me going for a week. Felt like I could have put a strider in a sleeper hole. Enjoy it while it lasts.
Sounds like you're serving up some impressive provisions here.
Not again. You can have the discount too, but you'll have to come back later.
I think you have me confused with someone else.
Oven didn't send you?
No.
Oh, my apologies. It's just that his minions won't stop pestering me. Now I've even worn out my special grill. Since I'm in the midst of a crisis, perhaps you could skip to what it is you wanted?
Some of your food?
Of course.
Are Ulvin's people causing you problems?
Oh, yeah. They constantly demand my best, but the equipment I need to make my signature dishes isn't built for batch cooking. And don't get me started on the Ulvin discount they feel so entitled to.
And if you refuse?
I make meals, no trouble.
How did you end up in Chainscape?
Heard about a new and upcoming town at the edge of the frontier. Where there's a town, there's a tavern. I was in need of work. So I got myself out here and started cooking. Some of these people had never tasted proper boars and berries stew before. Anyway, next thing I knew, people kept coming back. Guess they like my food. Or the ale.
Your last customer mentioned your cooking really kept him going out in the wild. Where I'm headed, I could use some of that.
I would be happy to oblige, especially since you have the decency to ask pleasantly. But my special groove griddle is no more. Without it, I can't cook any of my signature dishes. I hate to think what'll happen when I'm forced to refuse Ulvin or his goons. Even if I already had the right ingredients, there's nothing I can do. Unless you can source me a temporary replacement?
What do you need?
For the ingredients. A few pieces of decent wild meat, and I'd say a big handful of bitter leaf stems. That'll do. As for the griddle, a corrugated metal panel might suffice, until I can have a new one forged. You'd likely find one in a scrounger pile, if you follow the river to the northeast. Don't worry, I'll clean it first. You'll have no issue finding boars and bitter leaf on your way. Assuming you're as much a hunter-gatherer as your clothing suggests.
Thanks, Smith. I'll keep an eye out.
So that's what gratitude sounds like.
And don't let anyone push you around, okay?
If you say so.
Alright, a dash of courage. Alright, so looks like that's what we're gonna be doing. Okay. We can go ahead and get on that here now.
Aloy, change your mind about that brew?
Alright, so go ahead and make our way out of here and go ahead and go to these destinations here. Alright, I need to go out the gate here, and let's try it should be there still. Oh no, we need to get a Strider. I'm not running on body foot here. I want my frickin' Strider.
Must be someone around here. Come on, anyone? Take my name.
Do I have to say it every time? Every.
Yeah, there's my bloody Strider. That's right. We need our Strider here. There's a board. Let me get the other one up here.
There. That should be enough wild meat for Nilda.
Alright. That's a good Strider. Oh, there was a rock back there. We need that. For later. You stay back here.
Scroungers. Moldiv said I could find a metal panel in one of their scrap piles.
Okay, acid. Alright. Alright, it's just weak to acid. And what was the other one?
Frost would do a lot of damage.
Okay, nice. So, our slingshot would do damage to it too, heavily.
There, let the acid do its job.
Nice. So acid arrows are new, I think. I think they're like one of the new arrows in the game, if I recall. Alright, okay. Alright. So we're gonna still kill these guys. Oh crap. Oh god. Alright, there we go. My god.
I'll look through the scrap piles for a metal panel.
Alright, go ahead and salvage what's in here. And salvage this guy. Salvage this guy. Alright. And
All right.
alright, so where is it? Only on it.
For Mildiff? Good thing, too.
Oh, there it is. Down there here.
I'm gonna leave you here.
Alright. Yeah, I'm pushing people out of the way.
I happened to receive another visit from Ulvin himself. He was pushy, but I stood my ground. And dare I say it, I even got my own back. Yes, I did.
I'm listening.
When I made his meal, I used 3 pinches of salt. Instead of 2.
Each journey begins with a single step, I guess. I think I have everything you asked for.
Then just as you have inspired me, let us see if I can return the favor. Time to cook. Next time you want the best provisions, you know where to find me. Your next order of any dish will be on the house.
Thanks. And don't forget to stand up for yourself.
Funny you should say that. As it happens, I'm already cooking up my next portion of resistance. Hope to see you again.
Alright, so that's that. Okay. Now we got 2 skill points. Okay, let's get this one. There we go. Okay, we'll have to do trap and machine master next time. Alright. Oh, that's cool. Alright, so they give you little benefits. Alright.
Grab some food before I head back out. I'm seeing this. Just cooking up.
That's cool. Alright, well, let's go ahead and get on that here then. Okay. I think that's, what, all of them? Yeah, that's all of them for now. This is unknown. Right here, apparently. What is that supposed to be? Huh. Oh wow. It's weird. Alright. Not entirely sure. But yeah, we're done with all the quests for now. Wow. Thought we had like one more. Oh wait, yeah we do. Okay, right over this way. I was gonna say, like, I know we had to have one more.
Got somewhere to be. Sorry.
Wait, where'd I go? Oh. Down here? Bloody hell.
The bristlebacks threaten us all. What do you want, Holland? Some kind of payment?
My dear magistrate, you think I can be bought? If you want that whistle blown, all you have to do is have your soldiers remove the bristlebacks and sign the concession decree. Face it, what other choice do you have?
Hi.
Savior, what auspicious timing. Might we discuss a matter of importance to the Sundom?
We might. Later.
Very well. I shall be waiting.
So, the savior herself. Walloper of Derval, gutter of youth.
Maybe.
I've heard many tales of your beauty and heroics, my fierce lady warrior. Ulfrind Frio, at your service. So, what could have dragged you away from the fine silks and wine of Meridian to this smudge of a settlement? Your saviorly attention must be needed elsewhere.
I'm here for the embassy and...
The embassy? Why, by the forge. Ah, Greater gears for greater matters. Guess that means you'll be moving on.
Once I've dealt with any problems around here that need my saviorly attention.
Ah, the bristlebacks, of course. Got to get rid of them if you want that embassy to take place. Well, best get to it, hey? Off you go.
Not so fast. Where's the whistle?
Town, but with the threat out there, I'm not endangering innocent Oseram lives.
I'm going to clear out the bristlebacks. And when I'm done, this valley is going to get moving.
If that's what it takes. Until then, I'll keep looking after the safety of these good folk.
Just be ready to blow the whistle. Better see what that Carja magistrate wanted. I bet.
Still here, I see.
You don't seem to have a high opinion of the magistrate?
Well, I refuse to play nice to some fancy-robed parchment pusher when my fellow laborers are being bullied, intimidated, and taken advantage of.
How noble of you.
Noble, ha! Born with a hammer in hand, I was. Nobody handed me anything or dropped opportunity into my lap. Everything I've achieved, I've done on my own.
And where is this hammer now?
The burden of leadership forced me to set it aside. The Carja risk nothing, while demanding that good Oseram gamble with their lives out there. Someone had to step up and say no more.
You don't seem to have a high opinion of the magistrate?
Well, I refused when my fellow laborers intimidated. No, everything.
And
The Carja risk, someone had to.
you ordered the work stoppage?
Indeed I did. We're laborers, not soldiers. Until the Carja clean up their mess and give us the fair deal we deserve, I'm not risking Oseram lives.
Fair deal? You mean your concession decree?
It's not my decree. On behalf of all the good Oseram laborers of this land who do all the back-breaking work, while only the Carja reap the rewards, all we're asking for is the ability to share in this prosperity, for a land worked by the people, for the people.
Right. Then just how much would be your share?
Only an amount appropriate to my contributions to this community, of course.
If Chainscrape is on Carja land, shouldn't a Carja be in charge? Who appointed you?
The sensibilities of good Oseram folk, of course. You think a Carja can head this whole venture? Ah! The magistrate can barely make the trek from Barren Light without losing a few screws.
So you have no real authority then? People only follow you because you say so. Loudly.
Anyone who has followers has authority. I've been with Chainscrape from the beginning. I mean, I'm practically its founder, and its honest folk know I'm indispensable to its success.
You said you founded Chainscrape. Somehow I doubt that.
Practically founded, I say. I alone saw its potential when it was just a smattering of tents in Barren Light's shadow. I invested in the mine, convinced some friends back home to do the same, and here we are. You could say Chainscrape is what it is thanks to me.
Oh, so you're not just standing around and profiting off everyone else?
Not at all. Sure, I make a little return on my investment here and there, but my main priority, as it was from the beginning, is to look after the well-being of these honest, working Oseram.
I have other places to be.
By all means, don't let me stop you.
That guy, it's kind of hard to make of him, like... Alright, I think we need to... Like, can we like make fire arrows yet? Like, do we have the ability to make fire arrows? No. Like, I need to find out. Where's the bench at again? I think it's right up here, right?
I wrestled a stepfather. Yes, I did. Don't pull that face.
High time you made up your mind. So let's hear it.
Don't you have somewhere better?
Brother! Been looking!
Alright. Well, either way. Let's go ahead and head out here.
Empty ale, empty heart.
Everyone see where I put my drink. Anyone.
I told him. I didn't want it. Oh. Can I help you? Oh, oh, no, that's not okay. Oh.
Ah, Savior! Over here!
To the clay. Fire in the face.
Savior, thank you for taking the time. My condolences that you had to endure Ulvin's bloviating.
I've dealt with worse. It sounds like he's really trying to put you over the barrel.
The idea that the Carja purposely let bristlebacks into the Daunt, it's completely absurd. But the louder and longer he says it, the more support he'll get for his damned concession decree.
How did the Bristlebacks get into the Daunt?
No one knows for sure. The first report of them came from west of the quarry. But unless they have wings I don't know about, I don't see how they could have come over the mountains.
No other way in.
The only way I know about is Barren Light. Look, if you can get to the bottom of this, I can offer a considerable bounty in return. Help me shut Ulvund up.
What is this concession decree that Ulvund wants?
He wants the Sundom to designate portions of the Daunt as Oseram holdings. Only the portions, mind you, that produce any value.
Let me guess. Because he stands to profit somehow?
Exactly. With the Daunt under Oseram law, He could secure more investment for their numerous ventures.
He can't get those investments without the concession?
No. Not while there's a chance the Sundom could revoke their access. Hence, why the concession is so important to him. And why blaming the Carja for the Bristlebacks, no matter how absurd, works in his favor.
How does blaming the Carja for the Bristlebacks help Ulvund get his concession?
Look around. This may be the Sundom, but Chainscrape is all gears and rust and bad ale. Claiming that the Carja loosened the Bristlebacks in order to intimidate Oseram laborers into obedience. Well, let's just say no one here has forgotten the atrocities of the Mad Sun King. And with the Bristlebacks bringing work in the valley to a halt, Ulvund has plenty of time to pick at barely healed wounds.
And if the Oseram refuse to work, unless the concession is signed, you won't have a choice.
Correct. The reconstruction of Barren Light must continue.
How did you get stuck out here?
I asked for the posting, believe it or not. Overseeing the entire valley on behalf of the... It was an honor. Is an honor.
But your job would be a lot easier without someone like Ulvund blasting hot air all the time?
Ulvund's not going anywhere. He's been around longer than I have. Even fancies himself the founder of Chainscrape. I'll find a way to live with him. I have to.
You said the Bristlebacks were first spotted west of the port?
Yes, according to one terrified laborer, said the ground trembled before they came charging down the hillside. He took off and ran all the way here.
Good place to start looking then.
If you learn the truth, maybe Ulvund will stop blaming the Carja for every problem under the sun, and maybe then he'll actually focus on rebuilding Barren Light instead.
Alright. Search west of the quarry for Bristlebacks.
Knew you couldn't resist some good company. Come for that beer after all, eh? Here, sit down. Get a pint in her hand. Wasn't expecting you to swing by.
Since when do I do what's expected?
Ha! There's that spark. Fire and spit.
Fire and spit.
That's a blast from the bellows. Won't fix the forge, but at least I can forget about my troubles for a while.
Like what?
Take your pick. We got bodies to bury from the Bristlebacks, the work stoppage, Ulvund grating the gears about his concession decree. Hey! Weapons off the table! Ah, don't listen to me. Nothing a cold brew and knocking some heads together can't fix eventually.
So the Bristlebacks in the Daunt. Where did they come from?
That's the thing. No one rightly knows. They just showed up one day, rampaging around the valley like they exploded out of a forge. Lost some good people. But I heard talk of some vanguards trying to take them down.
Did they come through here?
Stopped by briefly for supplies. Ulvund was none too pleased. Won't be able to crank it to his advantage once the Bristlebacks are gone.
But how could Bristlebacks in the Daunt help Ulvund?
2 words. Concession decree. Since no one knows where the Bristlebacks came from, Ulvund has taken to blaming the Carja for them. He's hoping to dig up enough old resentments to get a strike going until the concession's signed. This is just his latest attempt. He's been trying to rile up the workers since the day he rolled into town.
And people actually believe him?
Lots of folks suffered at the hands of the Mad King during the Red Raids. Give him half a reason, they'll blame the Carja for anything.
Damn Carja slavers.
I thought you'd be back in Freeheap.
Well, after the big battle at Meridian, I went back. But realized it was running smooth. Didn't need me. Heard about the rebuilding out at Barren Light. Figured they could use another hammer. Been scraping by ever since.
You could always leave.
And go back east? Nah. I ain't one to leave a lit forge. Besides, someone's gotta be a squeaky wheel for the workers around here.
So about Olvend.
Around here, everything's about Olvend.
How'd he end up in charge?
He got here early, like a squirrel smelling a fat nut. He knew rebuilding Barren Light would need stone and timber. So he jangled purses all over Mainspring, getting investors to front claims on anything in the Daunt that might be worth a damn. Thing is, all the bankers back home know that this is Carja land, and the Sun King can revoke those claims at any time. That's why he's desperate for the magistrate to sign off on a concession decree.
This concession decree, what is it exactly? And how would it help Olvend?
It's pig diddle, that's why.
A writ that would put all Osram claims in the Daunt under Osram law, even though they're on Carja land. It would mean that any existing ore, stone, and timber claims couldn't be revoked by the Carja. No more risk, no more hesitation for investors back in the claim to pour in the shards and expand their business. And since Olvend has a stake in all those claims, it would make him richer than a scrapper in a junk heap. Not to mention Chainscrape would become an Osram municipality, so he could buy enough votes to call himself an Elderman. He's a sly old badger, I'll give him that. Figures if he keeps up the pressure, eventually the magistrate will sign.
Well, I have to be going. Thanks for the drink, Petra. I'm glad I stopped by.
Anytime, Flamehair.
Okay. Well, let's go head out now. Alright.
Looks like some sort of quarry.
One thing we're going on that log, but
The bristlebacks were first spotted west of the quarry. I should see if there's anything in the back of the valley. Dead bristleback, Mother Falls. Gotta check it out.
mother dead.
Looks like it died on impact. Maybe it charged off the cliff up there. I better keep following the trail up. Mine. A lot of broken trees. It's like a stampede went through. Is this where the bristlebacks came from? How? Unless this cave leads out of the Daunt. Tracks collapsed. Looks recent. Guess I'm not going that way. I'll have use for these soon enough. There's smoke from deeper in the mine. An explosion? Bristlebacks. So they did come through here. I must have got them trapped. I'm gonna have to take them out before I can look around.
Where's that other one? It's supposed to be two. Huh. Right, well that don't make sense. It's supposed to be two.
There's a lot of smoke. Looks like the mine runs pretty far back. There's a lot of blaze down there. There's enough blaze here to blast a mountain open. And there's a note on one of the barrels. Addressed to Obernd. Looks like this mine was supposed to be shut down. They must have gotten greedy. Kept blasting deeper into the mountain. I should let Javad know what I found. Secretly blasting in the mine, trying to squeeze it for all it's worth. Until Bristleback stampeded through. Maybe the explosions blew a way open? But from where? Okay, let's see where this leads. prepared.
Alright, let's get a full pouch of medicine. Alright. Oh cool, they go into your inventory, that's nice. I like that, that's pretty well thought out.
Please, leave us alone. We have nothing for you.
Well, where these people are, I guess they want to be left alone.
Alright, so we're back.
You're welcome, Outlander.
How goes it, Hammerhead? Drinks later?
Savior, what news do you bring?
Picked up the Bristleback Trail by the quarry. Looks like they stampeded out of a mine at the back of the valley.
The mine? How could a herd of bristlebacks come from there?
I'm not sure, but Ulvin's workers were using explosives to tap the tunnels inside.
For the love of Dawn, I told him it wasn't worth the risk. Those tunnels, they run for miles underground, even beyond the Daunt. No, you don't think.
But Ulvin's blasting opened up a passage from the other side?
Yes, perhaps. If this is true, we need confirmation. An inquiry. So thorough, so irrefutable, endorsed by the Savior.
All right, I'll keep looking. I need to go.
Of course.
Do I have to say it every time?
If I'm gonna find out where the Bristlebacks came from, I need to know who it is. Another reason to get the embassy going?
Alright. Okay, so we got one more skill. Okay, mounted defense, passive boost. Take less damage while mounted. Alright. That one. Wow. And now we can go ahead and yeah, I think that's the end of that side quest or whatever. Seems like it because they didn't give me anywhere else to go, so. Whoops, wrong way. I need to go right this way. Alright. Okay. Alright, so I think that's all the side quests now. Done. At least for the time being, anyway. We'll head back out the front here. Right near the front. We still have yet to get any ability to craft fire arrows. I don't know why that is. But that was the first thing we did in the first game. Alright, well, either way. When we come back, we will be dealing with our main story mission, which is going to be To the Brink, which is our main quest. So yeah, that's what we will be doing when we return. So if you guys have enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, comment below, and of course subscribe to keep up with all my stuff here on Gaming HG Tactics. It's been Rapid Fire. I'll see you guys on the next time. See you guys on the next one. Till then, Happy New Year's to everyone out there, and I'm out of here. Cheerio.